Going at home. Worst home winning percentage in Major League Baseball. 20-30 in their home games this season. They'll send Carson Palmquist to the mounds as the opener, and he will face this Arizona 9. Diamondbacks batting .242 as a team, 16th best in Major League Baseball. They have the third fewest home runs of any team in the majors, but some big names in there. Marte, Carroll, Perdomo, Gabriel Moreno, one of the hottest hitters in Major League Baseball, and Nolan Arenado, who's been down in the 7th spot most of the season for them, batting 5th today for the D-backs.
We got Carson Palmquist, on the mound for the Nats today, making his 5th start. 8.74 ERA, 11 in the 3rd innings pitch. And what Carson relies on is deception. He has really good extension as well. That fastball sits at 91 mile per hour. But because of the extension, it plays a little bit harder to sweeper. That's his primary weapon versus lefties and righties. And that will be his key chase pitch today. But I think his game plan going against this Arizona Diamondbacks ball club will be to live on the edges, as well as get ahead with that fastball and that cutter, and then expand with the sweeper.
Here's the Nationals defense working behind Carson Palmquist tonight. Wood, Young, and Cruz out there for the Nationals, with James Wood getting a rare start in left. Meade, Abrams left side of the infield, Nunez Garcia on the right, and Harry Ford will get his first start at Nationals Park since being called up ahead of the last road trip. There's Torey Lovullo, the Diamondbacks manager, waiting behind Corbin Carroll. Let's take a look at this Diamondbacks team in a little more detail. Just +1 on the run differential, but they're 5 games over 500, currently occupying the 3rd wild card spot in the NL. Red hot right now, winners of 9 of their last 11, and still a little banged up. Corbin Burns on the IL much of this season. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., they need some more pop in their lineup, specifically at first base DH. We'll see if they address that at the deadline. Still a lot of work for all these contenders to do before we get to August 3rd in that deadline. And Carson Palmquist gets a swing and a miss from Ketel Marte to start us off tonight.
You see Ketel Marte, first pitch of the game, calling timeout. I think he appreciated that first pitch cutter from Palmquist. Got a little bit of a smirk and a smile out of him.
Big first pitch swinger who gonna fire off another big hack on an 0-1. So Palmquist, a couple big swings and misses out of Marte.
Oh, these are just perfectly executed breaking balls. He threw the cutter the first pitch of the game, and then he backed it up with that sweeper. Took some velocity off of that pitch.
Marte, a 3-time All-Star, 2-time Silver Slugger. That sweeper well outside. Won the NLCS MVP back in 2023 when the Diamondbacks made a surprise run to the World Series. 18 homers, 59 driven in on the year for the 32-year-old out of the Dominican Republic. Count remains 1-2. Jordan Baker, the crew chief behind the plate tonight, calling the balls and strikes. Stu Sherwater, Dan Merzel, and Rob Drake from 1st to 3rd. Back to the screen.
See Ketel Marte with that aggressive cut. Didn't have too much of a 2-strike approach with the way he is swinging aggressively. He's always, among the league leaders in barrel percentage and hitting the ball extremely hard. And let's see if Palmquist can take advantage of it. And he does.
He does indeed. That sweeper below the zone gets Marte on strikes to start his night.
Another nasty sweeper. That ball started on the outside part of the plate to Marte, and that pitch just fell off of the table. We talk about Palmquist's extension.
Palmquist now facing Corbin Carroll. His overall offensive numbers this year, strong. Not quite Corbin Carroll levels, but strong. But against left-handed pitching, batting .348 this year, and OPS over 1,000. So reverse splits for him as he looks at strike 1. He's got triples in back-to-back games. This guy is a force offensively, Denard, when he's locked in.
Yes, he is. Has that combination of power, speed. Like you said, his average is down just a little bit this season, but always a threat. You definitely want to try to keep him off first base as much as possible.
Palmquist behind him, 2-1. Left-hander, 25 years of age. Started just a couple days ago against the Rockies, his former organization. It's now his 5th time opening in his 8 appearances as a National. Worked a clean first against the Rockies a couple days ago, allowed 4 runs in the second. Behind Carroll, 3-1. In there to fill the count.
It's a nice 3-1 pitch right there from Palmquist. That 2-seamer on the outer third. 3-1 count. More than likely Carroll was looking for something middle in to be able to drive.
A payoff pitch. Up and in, spins him out of there, and a 1-out walk for Carroll. That'll bring up Geraldo Perdomo. Shortstop for Torey Lavello. Batting .236 on the season, 7 home runs and 36 driven in. Over but low, ball 1. A lot of Perdomo's career damage happening back last season. Won a Silver Slugger, hit 20 homers, drove in an even 100, and stole 27 bases as well. Far and away career highs in all of those categories.
He had himself a career year last year, putting up big offensive numbers at that shortstop position. So you see him hitting in that 3 spot.
A 1-1 from Palmquist. In there with strike 2.
I love how Palmquist is switching up his looks over there, holding the ball, keeping Carroll over there at first base so far. Carroll always a threat to run. And so right now, Palmquist trying to keep him out of scoring position. See if we can get a ground ball double play here. It would be nice to get the boys back into the dugout.
Pulled on the ground but foul. Carroll 11 stolen bases in 13 attempts this season. Nationals just played 2 teams out west in the A's and the Rockies, who swing a ton and swing a ton at first pitches. This Diamondbacks team, a different story. They don't strike out much. They put the ball in play a ton. Down the line but foul. Second highest contact rate in Major League Baseball and the 3rd fewest strikeouts of any team.
But they don't walk much. That's the thing. No. They're ultra aggressive. They put the ball in play. So you saw, that at bat with Marte where Palmquist was able to take advantage of his aggressiveness. So I think if he can, once again, pitch on the edges and pitch in and out of the strike zone, I think he can have some success in inducing weak contact.
He's already thrown 17 pitches here in the first, and a check on Carroll. Diamondbacks coming off back-to-back wins, scoring 10 or more runs with 15 or more hits. Carroll takes off. Ball 2 at the plate and no throw for Harry Ford. Corbin Carroll into scoring position with his 12th stolen base of the season.
Yeah, just a really good jump from Corbin Carroll. I think when Palmquist showed him his move, the pickoff before, the pitch before that, I think Corbin was able to impute or get that information and, take advantage of it. And that's why you saw him feel more comfortable with taking an aggressive jump and lead.
Another foul ball off the bat of Perdomo. When you were trying to steal bases against left-handed pitchers, was there a specific key for you? Something you were looking at, something you were trying to gauge?
Well, first and foremost, I always wanted to see their move. I wanted to see what they looked like when they were, picking over. And of course, I had a good feel for what they looked like when they were going to home. But after that, I always looked at the toe that was on the rubber. And if that toe usually came up, that meant the pitcher was going to pick over the first base. When that toe hugged the rubber, then he was more than likely going to go home. So, every pitcher was different. That wasn't all the case with all lefties. And I'm talking specifically left-handed pitchers here.
Yep. Now a 3-2 from Palmquist, and he misses. Back-to-back walks drawn by Carroll and Perdomo. So a good contact team fouling off a lot of two-strike pitches here in the first. And there's 2 on with 1 out for one of the most dangerous hitters in Major League Baseball over the last few weeks, Gabriel Moreno.
Yeah, this guy's been locked in the last few weeks. High average, high OPS. Coming up in a big situation here early in this ball game with a couple guys on base. Palmquist is going to have to be extremely careful against Moreno.
This is in with the cutter. Moreno riding a 20-game on-base streak, longest active streak in Major League Baseball. And over his last 16 ball games, batting .415. An early jam here for the Nationals lefty, who misses away, 2-0. Nearly a 50-50 split of balls and strikes for Palmquist so far. Only 12 of his 23 have been in the zone. Fires a 2-0. And maybe generous strike one call from Jordan Baker. Good frame by Harry Ford. Moreno has been a road warrior this season. The 2-1, swung on and missed. Another good sweeper.
Nice, nice.
Lost his helmet.
That's a nice sweeper. Talked about it in the open with this sweeper of Palmquist being his go-to secondary pitch, especially when he needs a big swing and miss. And you see Moreno's helmet coming off. He really wanted that pitch, but Palmquist did a good job at subtracting some velocity on that one.
Pitch number 26 of the first inning coming from Carson Palmquist. A 2-2. Had Moreno out in front. Dumps one out to shallow left center. Abrams bat going to fall between him and Jacob Young. Everybody moves up 90 feet. They throw in behind the trail runner, and they got Perdomo. What a heads-up play by Jacob Young. And a huge second out for the Nats.
It's a really heads-up play right there from Jacob Young. You see him coming in, realizing he can't get to that ball, and Corbin Carroll not able to score on that one because it was an in-betweener. But then you see Perdomo right there got off that bag just a little bit too much because he realized that. Look, he looks up and he realizes Carroll's right in front of him. And yeah, just a heads-up play from Jacob Young out there in center field with that back pick.
Ball 1 to Nolan Arenado. So who's at fault there in that situation? Did Carroll not get enough of a read on that ball dropping, or is it Perdomo?
I think that was Perdomo. He did not have his head up looking at Carroll. He was looking at the ball, but you got to pay attention to where the runner in front of you is, and he didn't do that. He lost track of where Carroll was and got a little bit too far off of second base.
Chance for Palmquist to escape this first inning unscathed. So they give Moreno a single and an 8-4 on the out on Perdomo. Sinker down and in, 2-1 to Nolan Arenado, whose mantle at home is full. 6-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger. He's got 10 Gold Gloves and 6 Platinum Glove Award wins.
Future Hall of Famer right here.
Absolutely.
He's been doing it for a long time.
Bounces this one foul, 2-2. North of 1,200 career RBIs.
It's a lot of production. And they're playing Gold Glove caliber defense over there at third base as well. Put him in the top 2 or 3 guys, like as far as third baseman that I played against, easily.
A 2-2 from Palmquist. Arenado able to check his swing. Count goes full.
That's a good call.
Moreno will be off on the pitch from first. A 3-2. Muscled back to Palmquist, who fields it cleanly. Will casually flip to first. And after all that, 32 pitches, 3 base runners, Palmquist posts a 0. Here comes James Wood. spots ahead of C.J. Abrams, who will bat cleanup yet again. Dylan Cruz will bat 5th ahead of Jacob Young. Harry Ford.
And on the mound tonight for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Eduardo Rodriguez, known traditionally for his durability, but this guy is having an elite year. You see those numbers, 8-3, 2.62 ERA. The fastball velocity doesn't jump off the page, 92 to 94.
And James Wood gonna slap one through the right side.
That was going to be one of my keys. Early in the counts, be aggressive. And you see James Wood right there already doing that.
Not his typical exit velo on this one. Just 84 off the bat, but it worked.
That's a knock. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Why be aggressive against Eduardo Rodriguez?
Because he likes to expand late in the strike zone. He wants to get ahead in counts. He doesn't walk many guys. And so if he's just going to throw that cutter or that four-seamer over the plate, go up there and hunt it.
Wood aboard for Curtis Mead. Nice road trip for him. Batted 400 with 4 doubles and 4 driven in. Swings through a fastball and it's 1-1. Has a career homer against Rodriguez. And that OPS now comfortably in the mid-800s for Mead.
He settled in nicely with the Nats this year. Getting an opportunity to play every single day at third base and getting consistent ABs. And remember him in Tampa Bay when I was working for the Rays, and he was one of their top prospects. And he had an extremely high ceiling and just not able to put it together, but nice to see him come here, new environment, new opportunity, and playing really well.
Fouls off a 1-2 changeup, stays alive. We've talked at length this year, Denard, about Mead getting runway here, just getting an opportunity to play. And I'm sure you played with guys in your career that were talented, maybe didn't click in their current organization for one reason or another. They go somewhere else and maybe they're given a chance, maybe they get a message from a member of the coaching staff or front office that allows them to click, but sometimes that change of scenery can be so big. Yeah,
sometimes change of scenery, different philosophies, different messaging, that can make a world of difference for a player. And just being in the right situation at the right time. Like he was coming up with the Tampa Bay Rays, where they had a ton of infield depth, right? And they were competing. They were at the top of the AL East. So coming here to a young ball club that's up and coming, and him getting a chance to get that everyday exposure, I think that is everything for him. Because once again, when he was in the minors, he was a top 10 prospect.
Pops this one up, right side. Tyler Locklear and Ketel Marte over there. It'll be Locklear, the first baseman, for the first out.
We'll take a look at Eduardo Rodriguez's pitch arsenal. Like I said before, nothing overpowering. What he's trying to do is get hitters off balance. He's trying to change eye levels. He'll like to throw that four-seam fastball at the top of the strike zone, ultimately to get to that changeup and that cutter. But that changeup, that's his out pitch. That's his primary, secondary weapon.
StatCast powered by Google Cloud, showing us the arsenal of Rodriguez. And Andres Chaparro, his fellow Venezuelan, going to dump one down the left field line. Wood will motor to third. Chaparro hustling into second. Andres Chaparro picking up right where he left off after the best road trip of his career. And 2 are in scoring position for the Nats with just 1 out.
Beautiful swing from Chaparro. Being able to stay back on this breaking ball pitch from Rodriguez. That's what Rodriguez is trying to do. He's trying to get guys on their front foot. And I love the way he kept his hands back and was able to keep his hands inside that ball just enough to keep it fair. And now the Nats are in business.
Chaparro on that road trip, 5 for 12 with 3 homers and 11 driven in. And now a double to start this homestand. 2 ducks on the pond for C.J. Abrams. Takes the fastball in, 2-0. Abrams a big series at Coors Field, completing a road trip where he batted .423, 3 doubles, 4 homers, and 9 driven in. Pops one up left side, hoping this will find the seats. Arenado drifting with it, and it hits off the cable that holds the screen down the left field line. just getting out of play.
Arenado ready to make a play. I've seen him make that play on tarps time and time again in foul territory.
A 2-1 now from Rodriguez. Abrams chops it foul. Eduardo Rodriguez, 33 years of age, a first-time All-Star this year. Originally signed by the Orioles as an international free agent back in 2010. Abrams can't get to the changeup. So a couple heaters, then one curveball changeup, and a big strikeout for Rodriguez. Here's the Diamondbacks defense behind him. Kepler, Tawa, and Carroll, the outfield from left to right. Arenado, Perdomo, left side of the infield. Marte, Locklear on the right. And Gabriel Moreno working behind the plate. Big at-bat here early for Dylan Cruz. Takes the first one in the dirt. Was out early today, working with Nationals hitting coach Matt Borg-Schulte, trying to find something offensively. See his average at .214, but he's got 7 homers, 21 driven in. Takes the fastball in there for strike one. Wood at third, Chaparro at second. And Cruz calmly takes ball 2. .292 this season with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
See if he can get a pitch up in the strike zone and drive one.
Got one up but above the zone. Couldn't get to it, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, that pitch obviously outside of the strike zone. Fastball elevated. Once again, that's what Rodriguez is trying to do. He's trying to get hitters to expand that fastball up in the strike zone, only at 93, but when it's at that height, you know, it's still tough to get your hands on top of that baseball and get through it.
Set up a curveball maybe, a 2-2. They go back up there. Cruz fouls it off.
He doubled up.
But Denard, a guy that can locate that heater at the top of the zone and can get expansion up there.
Yeah. When
he's got that big curveball working off of it, how much of a challenge is that?
That's very challenging because, you know, you're obviously thinking about that four-seam fastball and maybe trying to cheat to it. And then if he can tunnel that curveball off of that, more than likely you are going to get guys that are out in front trying to cheat to that fastball. So, yeah, he definitely had that pitch set up, but I kind of like the fact that I like the fact that he doubled up because he saw that Cruz was late on that fastball the pitch before.
Cruz has seen 6 pitches so far, now a 3-2. Got one in the zone and fouled it back. Good battle here between the 33-year-old left-hander and the 24-year-old from Altamonte Springs, Florida. Rodriguez ready with another payoff pitch. Cruz hits one high and deep to center. Tawa back after it. That one not going to carry. And it comes down in the glove of the Diamondback center fielder. The Nationals strand 2. Still scoreless to the second.
At Papa John.
Both teams threaten in the first. Neither can score. And it's scoreless as we go to the second. Carson Palmquist back out there after throwing 32 pitches, 18 strikes in the first. He'll face a pair of lefties here in the second. Max Kepler will lead it off for the Diamondbacks, and he promptly slaps one out to left center. This could be extra bases. Kepler taking a wide turn, and he's going to try for it. Slides in ahead of the Jacob Young throw. And a leadoff double for Max Kepler.
Tell you what, it's fun to watch Jacob Young run in the gaps here. Obviously a good piece of hitting for Max Kepler, but look at the way Jacob Young fields this ball and he gets rid of it all in one action. Yeah, just such a good athlete. First step quickness is really good.
So Carson Palmquist right back in trouble. Strike one to Tyler Locklear.
Made this play look easy, going full speed, having to get his body under control with the backhand, and then make a strong throw to second base. Made it a lot closer than most center fielders would have.
Quist gets in on the hands of Locklear, who fouls it back. Tyler Locklear, born in Baltimore, Maryland. Went to Virginia Commonwealth for his collegiate career. Three players traded to the Diamondbacks at the deadline last year for Eugenio Suarez. Pops this one out of play right side. It's Locklear's 5th big league game with Arizona this year. He's gone 5 for 13 early on. Double and a homer in there, and 5 driven in. They're looking for some power, some production out of that first base spot, Denard. It's really been pretty non-existent for them this year.
Yeah, it's definitely been an Achilles heel for them. Not too much power within that lineup, and surprisingly, because they do have some guys that can, put the ball out of the ballpark, and Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, and even Nolan Arenado. But yeah, this year they just have not done it at a high clip. They've just been more of a contact hitting team.
The 1-2 up and away. So Palmquist has gotten out ahead of some of these Diamondback hitters, has struggled with the put-away pitch so far. And Zach Littell now starting to throw in the Nationals' pen.
See if he can go to the sweeper here. 2-2 count. That's his go-to pitch.
Goes heater in. Locklear calmly takes it for ball 3.
Rushes him in. I think he can either go back to that pitch inside or go to his bread and butter in that breaking ball pitch.
There's Zach Littell. Left-hander on deck, and Adrian Del Castillo. 3-2. Just misses. So Locklear falls behind in the count and works a walk. Already the 3rd walk issued by Carson Palmquist.
Yeah, like you said, Dano, just not able to put hitters away. He's doing a good job at, throwing strike 1, getting to 2 strikes. But he's going to have to find a way, especially now, nobody out with 2 on. He's going to have to find a way to get a ground ball here. Maybe a 2-seamer can do that.
Faces the lefty Adrian Del Castillo, who drops down a great bunt. Palmquist settles and fires to get him. Both runners move up. Kepler to 3rd, Locklear to 2nd on the sacrifice.
It's classic National League baseball right here. Getting runners over, putting that sac bunt down. Palmquist doing a good job with this PFP, fielding this bunt. Making a strong throw over there to first base.
And it looks like that's going to do it for Carson Palmquist. Lakeview Terra to the mound. Zach Littell will follow. Palmquist gets 4 outs, leaves with 2 in scoring position. Bring the Nats on all your summer vacations and your staycations. Watch games at home or on the go for just $54.99 for the remainder of the season. Get a free trial today at nationals.tv. See Kate Cavalli there on that promo. You're going to see him on your screen. Next inning, he'll join myself and Denard Span. Talk a little bit about that gem at Coors Field just a couple days ago. Well, here's Zach Littell. Comes into a tough situation here. 2 in scoring position, Denard. A guy that has been a starter much of the last few seasons. Adapting to this opener role and pitching behind it, and enters to face the number 9 hitter Tim Tawa with 2 on.
Yeah, definitely a different feel, different look for Littell, who's used to coming in with clean innings, but coming in now with guys in scoring position. But Zach, he's going to do a good job at commanding the strike zone. He's going to, try to see if he can get some chase here. That's what he's done a good job at this year, expanding the strike zone, getting guys to swing and miss. And then also coming in to face right-handed hitters, which he's done a great job at.
Tawa now drops down a bunt, and that's a beauty. Stays fair. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and the Diamondbacks take a 1-0 lead here in the 2nd. Kepler comes in from home. A sacrifice by Del Castillo, moving 2 runners up. And then a perfect safety squeeze to bring in the first run.
Once again, you see the Arizona Diamondbacks using their strength, not known for being a power hitting team, and definitely didn't have this on my bingo card as far as them dropping down a bunt with guys on second and third, but you see them getting the job done, getting that run in from third base with less than 2 outs.
Kepler to the plate, Locklear to third, and now Marte batting left-handed against Littell. Comes up empty on a big swing.
That might have caught everybody off guard with that bunt.
Yeah, he didn't show bunt on the first pitch, and Garcia was crashing in from first.
Yeah.
Second pitch, he did square. But even if Garcia had been crashing a little harder, he probably didn't have a play regardless.
No, that was a perfect bunt. That's where you want to put it at, right there on the line. As a bunter, you're thinking fair or foul, and that's what he did. He gave himself a chance to get that run in from third base. I think he would have been okay even if he would have been out.
Marte fouls one back, 1-2. So Marte with at-bats from both sides of the plate in the first 2 innings of this series. Struck out on a sweeper from Palmquist to start the game. Now batting left-handed. He's batting .241 this season, a .707 OPS. Pulls this one to Garcia. Bobbles it initially. A throw to Abrams for one. Littell covering. They got him. A 3-6-1 double play that, if it stands, will get the Nationals out of the second inning. And the D-backs want a challenge. Roy Lavelle is saying you challenge both plays, and you might as well ask him to take a look. Clearly out at second.
Yeah, I thought he was definitely out. That's not even close.
And clearly safe at first.
Looked like CJ might have double clutch waiting for Littell to get over there at first base.
So it looks like Marte hustling down the line will get another Diamondbacks run across. Little bobble initially by Garcia as well, so just not the clean. It's got to be a tough double play to turn.
Yeah, it is.
3-6-1.
It is. It's got to be timed extremely perfect. But yeah, a little bobble there, and then Littell, he's coming over full sprint. And look at the angle. He has to get over the first base, and then he has to turn his body in preparation for that throw coming from CJ.
What are we still waiting on? I mean, there's a chance, I guess, that Abrams' left foot came off the bag before he had it.
It's confirmed. The runner is out. The runner at first is overturned. He is safe. Arizona retains their challenge.
So it'll be a fielder's choice. Marte picks up his 60th RBI of the season, and it's 2-0 Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Marte doing a good job hustling down that line, getting to first base, trying to get that RBI and make the score 2-0.
Score the fielder's choice 3-6. Gets Corbin Carroll to the plate here in the second. So both inherited runs come across. And now Carroll, who walked and stole a base in the first. This Diamondbacks team has not been incredibly high scoring this season, but of late the bats are coming alive. Getting a lot of production out of the bottom of their order, as they did in this second inning. The leadoff double by Kepler. A walk drawn right behind him by Locklear. And then Ketel Marte, just a ground ball to plate a run.
Yeah, very productive at-bats from the bottom of the lineup. Getting the bunt down, getting runners in.
So get out of play right side.
They're playing a little small ball to start this game, and you don't see that, in my opinion, as much guys getting bunts down. You saw 2 consecutive guys getting bunts down, and so that's just the style of game that I think we're going to see over this series from this Arizona Diamondbacks team. They use speed and their ability to put the ball in play at a high clip.
The 0-2 to Carroll. Grounds it foul. Well, it's interesting about the bunt. There was that stretch of time where nobody was bunting. If you bunted, you were playing terrible baseball.
Correct.
How dare you ever drop down a bunt?
First and second, no outs.
Yeah, you don't want to give outs up. Outs are precious, but of late, the last year or so, we are seeing what feels like quite a bit more bunting.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think you're seeing a lot of the better teams in baseball, have that ability on their team to do that and manufacture and win those close ball games. You look in October, all of the better teams, they manufacture runs. And so, you have to be a more than one-dimensional type of offense and be able to score multiple ways. And I think you're starting to see that come back into the game.
Like Butera had a great quote a handful of weeks ago when talking about bunting and having guys on his team that have the skill to do it.
Yeah, what did he say?
Said it's like knowing CPR. It's not something that you want everybody to be able to put into practice.
You just never know.
But you never know when you might need it. And so why not have guys up and down your roster, catchers, slower running guys, that still are working on their bunting and have the ability to drop one down.
I totally agree. You never know what situation you're going to come in. Late in the ball game, down by one. Like you said, even if you're the catcher and you're hitting eighth, there might be a situation where you might have to bring that tool out of your tool bag.
Carroll takes the sweeper low, and he's worked the count full. It was the designated hitter for the Diamondbacks, their number 8 hitter, Adrian Del Castillo, dropping down the first of their 2 bunts. So another long at-bat worked by a Diamondback hitter here. Carroll fell behind 0-2, now a 3-2, and he fouls off another. His team just makes you work.
They are. They're definitely making Littell. They made Palmquist work. This can be demoralizing for pitchers when you got hitters up there that are just spoiling pitches, and you're throwing quality pitches on the outside corner, and they're continuously just battling and fouling these pitches off. And then he does that, draws a walk, and you start feeling like, man, I put all that work in. I was executing my game plan, and he just kept fouling pitches off, and now he gets a free pass. So that's tough for pitchers. 10
pitches worked by Carroll in that plate appearance. He's drawn 2 walks in 2 innings. The Diamondbacks as a team have drawn 4. And now there's 2 on with 2 out for Perdomo. Over but low. Those cleats are blinding for Perdomo.
Yeah, you can see him way up here, man.
That is neat. There's neon and then there's neon.
I guess he's matching his batting gloves, I guess.
BG's to go with it.
Yeah.
In there with the split, ball and a strike.
And those are Jordans too. Jordan 1s. You a Jordan guy or no? A little bit?
I've been dipping my toe into the proverbial waters.
Okay.
The toes into the Jordans.
Okay.
The 1-1. Perdomo fouls it off. What about you?
Yeah, I got a few pair.
Yeah, okay.
A few pair. I've slowed down.
Is a few like a literal few or like 3 dozen few?
No, that's a humble few. That's a humble few. But I've slowed down, though. I got kids now and my responsibilities.
And your wife's telling you to stop.
That too. Every other week she's telling me to clean out my closet.
A 1-2 from Littell. Another splitter, this time low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Similar to Palmquist, you were talking earlier about him being able to put away hitters. Littell's been in the same situation. See if he can get the boys back into this dugout. Nice.
Yeah, gets a swing and a miss. Slider up in the zone. The Diamondbacks get 2 and take a 2-0 lead.
It's the zone.
Bottom 2-0 D-backs. Caught up with future Hall of Famer Nolan Arenado and got his thoughts about the Nationals lineup. And he said they are one collective unit as a lineup. It's not just the top of the order that does everything. Everyone can do damage, and that causes a lot of problems for other teams. And to their credit, they've all looked like they've gotten drastically better. CJ and James, it's hard to get better from what they already are, but they are. And 1 through 9, all their bat speeds jumped up. I think it's a credit to their coaches, he said, too. And he knows assistant hitting coach Andrew Ite really well. They're good friends. And I asked if he sends love on his wedding weekend, and Nolan said, yeah, I texted him congrats. He knows I love him, and I'm really happy for him that he's getting married, but also I don't get to see him in this series, which is a bummer for me. But yeah, so happy for him and the work that he's done with this offense. It's been really great to watch. And Dan, congrats to Andrew and Hannah on their wedding weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Alexa got to give Andrew a hug as we sent him on his way after the Nationals landed. After they were getting ready to take off from Denver, I should say, a couple days ago. Congrats to him and Anna. Jacob Young leading off the bottom of the second after the Diamondbacks got 2 last half inning. It'll be Young, Ford, and Garcia. Up and in, taken for ball 2. Young a good trip. Batted .333 in Sacramento and Denver. Double and a homer. Couple walks, couple stolen bases. But he's down on strikes here. 2-seamer in. And the second strikeout for Rodriguez. Get ready for another family fun day at Nationals Park. Join us this Sunday for a ball game under the sunshine against the D-backs. And kids 12 and under can snag a Screech plush keychain presented by Harris Teeter. Head to nationals.com/promos. 2 hands for water bottle security. Here's Harry Ford getting his first start at Nationals Park since being acquired by the Nats this winter. Made a really nice impression on the road trip. 3 for 11. Double, a homer, a walk, a stolen base. Not the typical catcher's build, Denard, although he's a strong guy.
Yeah.
But traded 1 for 1, or sorry, I should say him and Isaac Lyon, both acquired for Jose A. Ferrer this offseason. Can't get to the changeup, and it's 1-2. Takes that changeup, and the count's even. His bat looks like it's been through a couple wars.
I like it. We got the pine tar. You know, the sticky stuff was he has a grip on the handle.
Pops this one up right side. Back is the second baseman Marte. He'll deke us all, and Carroll has it for the second out. I feel like we're seeing that tape a lot more the last 5 years or so than when you played. Did you ever use anything on the handle of your barrel to give you better grip other than maybe
just pine tar? Pine tar batting gloves, a little rosin. But I have, I have, I guess in the past, swung a bat with tape, and it does give it a little bit more, grip, if you will. But for me, I don't know, I just like to feel the barrel. I didn't use that stuff right there. That stuff was a little bit too sticky. I feel like my hand was stuck to the bat.
Another pop-up. This one on the infield. Rodriguez will get out of dodge, and Nolan Arenado has it. So a 1-2-3 second for Rodriguez. We're going to chat with Cade Cavalli when we bring you right back on Nationals TV. Nothing Diamondbacks as we go top 3. Hotel back to work, and Cade Cavalli kind enough to toss on a headset with us next to the Nationals dugout. Cade, how you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, appreciate you. Cade, a couple days ago you became just the second pitcher in Nationals franchise history, so that's Nats and that's Expos, to throw a scoreless start of 6 or more innings with 8 or more strikeouts at Coors Field. It's you and it's Pedro Martinez. Pretty good company, I guess.
That's awesome. I'm very, very blessed. Our defense was able to play great behind me, and it was good getting a scoreless start under the belt.
Cade, a lot of guys go to Coors Field. The conditions are what they are, right? It's a hitter's haven, and maybe it gets in the head of pitchers, or maybe, their stuff plays differently. Their breaking balls move differently. How did you manage 6 scoreless innings there with all of that stuff, both the actual legitimate stuff and the stuff that might kick around in your head and maybe throw you off your game?
Yeah, no, it's for sure different. I actually lined my bullpen day up to be able to throw in Colorado, just to see how the shapes are playing, and they're a lot different. The air's a lot thinner, so velo kind of plays up there, not necessarily the shape, but I think the ball stays firmer for a little bit longer, and your breaking stuff just it truly doesn't break as much. So your sight lines are a little bit different, and preparing for the game, I had to lower my sights big time. If I wanted to go in the dirt, felt like I had to throw it like at home plate, and then in the zone, trying to go down in the zone with it as my normal sight line would be. For it to stay in zone, that might be on me. Nope, we're good.
Make a play,
Oh,
Cade.
See them hands.
So Arenado out after Moreno singled to lead off the inning. So Cade, you threw your bullpen a day later than you normally would have?
Right, yeah. Yep.
Did you feel any physical impact of that whatsoever, or not really?
No. I might have felt a little bit fresher on my bullpen day, but, got to keep it light. We're in July, and you got to manage workload. So it was good work.
Yeah, we just watched your curveball working there, and definitely not as much break, but you got to commit to it and throw it, and you did. It was really effective.
Thank you.
Cade, was that your idea, or was that pitching coach?
That was my idea.
Nice.
I didn't even communicate it. I, in Sacramento, walked out, and I had a cutoff on, and Simon came out. He's like, "I'm guessing you're not throwing your bullpen today." I was like, "No, I'm just gonna wait, throw it in Colorado."
Out the center for Jacob Young.
Speaking of Simon and Sean Doolittle, just talk about like their influence that they've had on you so far this season, coming back off an injury.
Yeah, it's incredible what they've done. They've impacted me a lot. Just kind of organizing my arsenal and allowing me the freedom to go out there and call my game. Our data people, they provide a ton of information for me leading up that I haven't necessarily done in the past. It's been a lot of trust in our catchers, which I still do, and they give me a pitch call sometimes whenever I need it. But Simon and Do have just, a lot of arsenal talk early in spring training. They gave me the sweeper grip that's been playing really well this year, so I commend them big time for that. That's changed how I approach righties, and it's been a good touch to it.
Cade, there's so much data. You mentioned the data crew that we have here with the Nationals organization. They present you, I'm assuming, with so much stuff. How do you narrow it down and find the things that are important to you that can benefit you? Talking to Simon and Do, and then also Foster Griffin helped me a ton with this because he's called his own game, and he just kind of taught me of like, if he had my arsenal, how would he look at things? The first thing that I'm going to look at is like a swing path, where are they slugging, heaters, because that's kind of a tell on where they're keyholing. So once you kind of understand where they're slugging, you can kind of stay away from that. And for guys like me who spin the ball a lot, I'm gonna go see how they handle a curveball, and not just like a general curveball, but like something with a little bit of velo, because sometimes it's like a general right-hander playbook kind of. So sometimes you have to like look at how they're going to handle velo and how they're going to handle a different spin. So you can kind of organize it around that. And you're looking at lineups like Goodman obviously is a stud, and I had no problems with pitching around him. So like it's okay to walk him and try to get to the next guy sometimes. And just learning that stuff from Foster, like seeing who's on deck, how you're going to approach the guy that that can slug really well. So just trying to stay out of that area. Cade, you've made, forget what it is, 21 starts this season. You had, I think, 11 coming into the year in your entire big league career.
Right.
Obviously, injury impacting that. How have you managed the physical components of not just pitching every fifth day, but pitching at the major league level every fifth day, where you really want to make sure you're bringing your best every time you toe the rubber?
Right, yeah. I spent a lot of time on the IL trying to figure out a routine that works for me. You learn and pick up things from guys. But every guy's different on a routine deal, because you know your body better than anyone else. And, I think getting my feet wet in the big leagues last year and understanding the travel, prioritizing sleep, I think that it helped me a lot coming into this year. And just kind of find what works for me. And, our strength coaches, they work with me. I do a lot of machine work on this new X Tech. So I'm not necessarily lifting as much as other guys, but I'm trying to get blood flow and just as much recovery as possible. And I kind of found that works for me. So it's just different for each guy, but yeah, it's been great.
Seem Nunez leads off the bottom of the third and can't check his swing. 1-1.
Do you feel like when you were on the IL rehabbing that injury, did you have time to, just reflect on your career, reflect on, all of the things that you've been through, and, did that also fuel you to want to come back and have a good season and stay healthy and try to, produce for this ball club.
No doubt. Like you said, like producing for this ball club's been on my mind since I've been drafted. That was 2020. You get one start in the big leagues, and then you're hurt, and it's a really tough feeling. But I think injuries are kind of a tricky thing because sometimes you can look at what you were doing before the injury, and it's not necessarily what you were doing. It's just kind of like a ticking time bomb for some pitchers for it to happen. But for me, I looked at everything that I did, and I wanted to change everything. But there was some stuff that worked for me that I've kind of gotten back to, and realizing that. But producing for this club's just been a dream of mine. And when you're on the IL and in the clubhouse and you feel like you're not making an impact, it's tough mentally. But try to go give your team a lot of energy and affect ways and that you can't on the baseball field. So I think that being a great teammate goes a long way, and I was able to do that over the IL stint. And then just getting back out here, just being able to lace it up and compete with the boys gives you a lot of energy, and you're just trying to go put our club in a position to win each time you get the ball.
3-1 here to James Wood. Are you going to challenge him here, Cade?
I wouldn't.
Let's see. Rodriguez fires. Right. Breaking ball.
Yeah.
Wood can't get to the curve.
3-1 breaking ball. Smart.
Yep.
If he throws that again, that might be in the seat.
It might have another red seat in the third deck. Did you see they did that, Cade? They painted that seat front row for him.
Yeah, he's special.
Now a 3-2. Change up in, left on left. And Wood down on strikes. Cade, I'm sure you would have been thrilled to, all the things that you're talking about, coming back from injury. The fact that you've had this season, it's great regardless. But you guys are a game over 500 entering tonight. These games matter, too. How much has the success that your club has had and you being a big part in that fueled you through all of this?
Yeah, I mean, the word rebuild was thrown around a lot in spring training. We wanted to just kind of drown out the noise and come in, be present every single day, treat every day like a special opportunity like it is. And, you play good ball and you look up in late July, and you're right in the mix, and that's exactly where we expected to be. So we're going to keep getting after it, keep putting the work in, and try to get on a good roll here.
Love it. Cade, thanks so much for joining us, man. Really appreciate
Thank you guys.
Time.
Appreciate it.
Cade Cavalli, what a start to his season. It's been outstanding. And that outing at Coors Field 2 days ago, one of the best the National has ever had in that yard.
Him and Pedro Martinez. That's a pretty good list right there.
Yeah, that's decent company. Rodriguez is retired the first two that he's faced here, bottom three, Nunez and then Wood. And now a 1-2 to Mead. Up and in. He's an impressive guy, isn't he, Cade Cavalli?
Yeah, you can tell he's very cerebral and, takes his craft very serious, and, how he approaches it. And, yeah, good to see him healthy back playing for the Nats on that mound, doing a phenomenal job this season. Yeah, great talking to him. It was definitely was a treat.
Mead, after falling behind 0-2, has worked the count full here. Seen almost the full arsenal from Rodriguez. Now awaits a payoff. Over but low. Curtis Mead from 0-2 to a 2-out walk. And Denard, this is what we've seen from this guy all season long. If you go the full season, he's seen 4.26 pitches per plate appearance. That's 9th best in Major League Baseball. But since the start of May, his pitches per plate appearance is 4th best.
Well, that tells me right there that's a young ball player that understands the strike zone, knows the strike zone, and I think that's another big reason for why he's having success, swinging at good pitches, making good swing decisions. And yeah, that was a quality AB right there. If you're in the dugout, you're watching that, and that definitely gets you going. And if anything, also, Rodriguez, he's been cruising. He got 50 pitches here in the 3rd inning, so if anything, trying to maybe get his pitch count up.
Chaparro takes the fastball in, ball and a strike. He doubled to left in the 1st inning, put 2 in scoring position with just 1 out. But Rodriguez struck out Abrams, then got Cruz to fly out to deep center. Barrow pops one up. Number of pop-ups off Nationals bats so far tonight. Carroll keeps those feet moving and makes the catch for the third out. Still 2-0 Diamondbacks after 3. The fourth inning of Nationals baseball is brought to you by your Washington area Toyota dealers. Shop Toyota for legendary style and reliability. Check out the all-new RAV4 at Toyota.com. Beautiful night here in Navy Yard. We had Kate Cavalli with us last inning. Now we got Chris Akopian with us here in the booth. Man, it's just a cavalcade of stars here on National TV tonight. Chris, great to see you, man.
Yeah, you too. I'm excited to be here.
Chris Akopian, the Nationals first-round pick, recently taken in the 2026 first-year player draft, and he's here at Nationals Park today. You signed your first professional contract, last week?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And now you're out here today doing the whole dog and pony show.
I know.
They're trotting you out. They're showing you off. You're the shiny new toy. It's got to feel good, though, man. This is a ballpark that you've been in as a fan. And now you're out there taking BP.
Yeah.
You're getting to meet fans on the fields down there. You're getting to come into the broadcast booth. Not that that's cool at all, but what a day for you. It's got to be a thrill.
I know. It's really cool. I think the best thing about this is that I'm 30 minutes from home and my whole family's here. Cousins, aunts, uncles, family, sister, everyone's here. So it's cool, man. And I've said it before, but I've been in the crowd so many times, and to actually be a player now and to take BP on the field, to take ground balls, is a blessing.
Well, soak it in, man. This is I still remember when I got drafted, and it wasn't by the Nationals. I got drafted by the Minnesota Twins, but I went up to the Metrodome, which is an old stadium. I took batting practice with the team, and it was just one of those surreal feelings of all of your hard work that you have been working for your entire life, and now that it was coming into fruition, but not understanding really what was next in front of me. Right, the grind, the ups and downs, things that I was going to have to do to mature. So you're coming out of college. Obviously, you're a little bit more mature than I was coming out of high school. But have you thought about the 140-game season that you're about to play versus the 60 or 70 that you played in college?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But I think nowadays, they probably have such good, staff, recovery people, everyone in player development and stuff. Like, all I got to do is just come hungry every day. And the goal is, to become the best Major League Baseball player that I can possibly be. So this is exactly what I want to do. This is what I've wanted to do my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to start.
I love it. I love it. I can tell. I was on your press conference today, and I got an opportunity to just listen to you and watch the way you handled the media. I was very impressed with you.
Thank you.
I definitely think you got a bright future. I watched you take some swings today, and I was impressed with that as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I look forward to watching you play over the next X amount of years, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
3-2 to Tim Tavola, who sends one out to left center. James Wood drifted with it. Step back. And he casually makes a catch for out number 2. All right. So you got to ask the question in your press conference earlier today, Chris. After you met Denard Span in the hallway, you gave this answer when asked about some Nationals that you had talked to recently.
Danny Espinosa gave me a follow, which was sweet, and then Howie Kendrick sent me a message on Instagram, and that was really cool because I grew up watching him. I grew up watching him hit that grand slam in the World Series, and to get a message from a Washington legend like that is really cool.
I guess we're going to have some fun with you when we go back. Shouting out everybody, Espinosa, Kendrick, Denard Span.
Unbelievable. No, let's talk about, we're going to get down to the bottom of this when we get back.
The meat.
Dan Kolko, Denard Span, and Chris Akopian here with us in our broadcast booth. He's a local guy. Played his high school ball at Winston Churchill in Potomac, Maryland. Played for a couple of years at University of Maryland before transferring to Texas A&M. And he loves the Nationals. Well, some of the Nationals.
Yeah, some of the Nationals.
Jay Abrams, a little squibber left side, and he's going to beat it out. And what a play over there to try and keep it close by Tyler
Back to second base. Get back to first base.
Lost his glove, kept the ball in play. And Abrams will stay at first. So a lot happening here on the infield to start the fourth, Denard.
Freaking yard sale over there at first base. But great effort to keep that ball from getting past him, or else definitely C.J. Abrams would have been on second base. But just an excuse me swing from C.J. Abrams. Just too much speed down that line. for Rodriguez to try to throw him out at first base.
And then Locklear looked like a soccer goalie there in PKs. So Abrams aboard for Dylan Cruz. All right, so what do you have to say for yourself, Chris?
About what?
You got Denard sitting to your right. Do you have is there an apology coming?
Well, he don't know what he did yet.
What did I even?
He doesn't even understand.
Shouted out Danny Espinosa as a guy that you heard from.
Okay.
And Howie Kendrick.
And he literally gave me a prep talk before the press conference.
You met him in person.
I know. I'm sorry.
Had about a 5-minute conversation.
It wasn't 5 minutes, but we locked eyes.
It was about 30 seconds. Eye to eye. Oh,
And now Dylan Cruz.
Oh, nice.
Out of here into the bullpen.
Saved by the bell.
We coming back.
And the Nationals break this one into the run column with a 2-run shot from Cruz. His 8th of the year. And
Nice.
finally some damage against Eduardo Rodriguez.
Nice, and this is what this offense has been doing all season long for the Nationals, not giving up, not losing faith, and you see CJ get the inning started, getting on base, getting on first base, getting Rodriguez into the stretch, and then Dylan Cruz with that big swing, tying this ball game up just like that.
All right, Chris, what do you
Yep.
got on this swing?
LSU legend.
That's right.
No, yeah, that's great. Stays behind it so well.
You know what? He made an adjustment. His first at bat, Rodriguez was throwing fastballs up in the zone, and he was late on that fastball, could not get on top of it. And you see him this next at bat, made an in-game decision, high fastball, but look how he stays on top of that, head down, stayed through it nicely. Didn't try to do too much. That front side was in there and just hit the ball right back up through the middle of the field. That was textbook.
Now has 2 career hits off Eduardo Rodriguez, and both of them have left the yard.
All right, so yeah, let me set the stage if you're okay with that, Dan.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So right before the press conference, I met Chris, and we locked eyes.
We did. We were eye to eye.
And I gave him a heartfelt message. I said, man, like, this is the best day of your life.
Yep.
Enjoy it. Put in that work. Keep the main thing the main thing.
It was deep. It was for real.
I was pulling from the heart and some of my best material.
I know.
And the first questions he gets in the press conference, they go, is there any past or current Nats that has reached out to you that you
When I
talked
think
to?
of reach out,
No, wait, let me
finish.
finish. Let me finish, Chris. Let me finish, Christopher.
Christopher. You sound like my mom.
name on you.
And so as soon as they asked the question, I was like, oh, here comes my moment.
Yeah.
I start, I start perking myself up. And
He's going to talk about me.
He's about to give me a
man.
shout out because I just made him, he's my best friend now. And man, you let me down, Chris. Go ahead now.
I wish I could go back in time.
Yeah, that's all
and
right.
fix
I've
that
heard
one.
that before.
I'm sorry.
I've heard that before.
You
but
guys, you got a long road ahead of you to repair
I
this
accept your
broken
apology,
bridge.
Thank
man.
you.
I accept it.
Thank you.
We're just having fun with you, man.
I did love watching you, though.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Hey, Chris, I did hear you during the press conference talk about how you played a competitive wiffle ball game with your dad and brother when you were younger. Kind of a way to challenge yourself. And you had a quote that I loved. You said, it's about putting yourself in a dirty environment. It can make you play cleaner. Explain to us the thought process behind that and why that's important.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is I've loved doing that, but they emphasized it this week at draft camp. But yeah, I think everyone can.
Wow, what a play by Moreno up against the screen.
Everyone can go through their routine and feel good. Do your flips, do your batting practice. And I think that's super important. You do need a routine, but I also do think you need to get humbled sometimes and just try to grind through some stuff because the game's hard and the game's not easy. So sometimes it's good to go even faster than what the game would be like. And I thought wiffle ball was kind of like that because you got hard sliders breaking, you got 2 seamers running in on your hands. So I just thought it was a good way to emulate real pitching.
Essentially doing hard things, right? Because like you said, the game is hard, and guys get in the batting cage, they hit flips, they hit off the tee, and you have success, and it's like that's nothing like the game. I do think it's important to have that.
Yes.
But I think it needs to be a healthy mix of, like you said, being humbled. I used to like contrast of flips, fast, slow. I didn't, for the hitting coach not tell me what's coming so that I could prepare for the game because I want to simulate as the game as
yeah.
much as I possibly can to get me ready for 7 o'clock.
Yeah, for sure. And it seems like nowadays they're doing so much work off like machines like a traject, where it's pretty much a live pitcher throwing from 60 feet. And yeah, so I think that's important, and the player development in West Palm really emphasized that, playing dirty.
2-1 to Nunez, who lashes it down the line, foul. So what have the first few days been like down there? It's a lot new. You're with all your fellow draftees.
Yeah.
What's the early day process been like?
Yeah, so pretty much we taken the van 7:45, 8 to 2 practice, and it's been great. You know, just getting to know the guys, getting to know all the faces that I'm going to be seeing for a long time now. So it's been cool, and I've talked about this already a few times, but a lot of mini golf, like an unhealthy amount of mini golf at night. And it's been fun. It's a good way to kind of just break the ice and get to know each other.
Get your mind off the game.
For real, yeah.
Another 2-strike offering to Nunez, who fouls it off. Being from the D.C. area, you've gotten asked about this a ton, obviously. But, it means something to you. What does it mean to your family that you're going to be here when you're playing minor league games? You're going to be local. You're going to that has to be so important and impactful, not just for you, but for your parents, your siblings, your cousins.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Partly because my parents love baseball. I mean, my dad is a baseball rat, so he gets to come now to pretty much every game once I make it here. So it's really cool, and it's good for my aunts, uncles, cousins that normally probably wouldn't be able to make trips out that far away. So this is sick, yeah.
Well, Chris Akopian comes to the booth. Dylan Cruz ties the game. Stay another half inning with us, Chris. You're good luck. Tie ball game through 4. Dylan Cruz launching a 2-run shot to the visiting bullpen. And now Zach Littell back to work here, top 5. Faces Corbin Carroll to lead it off. And a top of the zone sinker for strike 1. Chris Akopian, the Nationals' first-round pick, still with us here on Nationals TV, taking number 11 overall in the 2026 draft. So, Chris, when you watch a big league game, how are you processing it? How is a guy who got taken in the first rounds viewing a game? I'm sure it's far differently than most of us.
Yeah, I like watching the hitters and just their approaches and seeing, how the pitchers are also attacking them. I think that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, nowadays there's so many different things coming at you on the mound. You got a lot of different pitches coming at you. And, I think it's interesting to see how the hitters are, kind of what they are sending their swing on and what they're holding back from.
How do you, as a hitter, like preparing for a starting pitcher, preparing for an at-bat?
Yeah, truthfully, I like to keep it pretty simple. In college, there were a lot of 3-4 pitch mixed guys. But honestly, that third and fourth pitch is really coming at you maybe 5% of the time, something like that. So I just like narrowing every pitcher down.
This one out to deep right. Dylan Cruz back. He has room.
Nice.
And he has it for the first out.
Yeah, just narrowing every pitcher down to 2 pitches. What are his main 2 pitches? And usually it's normally like a fastball slider and then maybe a changeup 5% of the time, and I honestly disregard that until I get to 2 strikes, and then we're in battle and compete mode in 2.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
What have you noticed? You were down in West Palm Beach. What have you noticed, the difference in maybe the speed of play or the talent coming into pro ball, coming from college?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's really good. First of all, now it's the best of the college players now. So yeah, I mean, that's really cool. But at the end of the day, I've noticed it's baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The game isn't changing. The guys are better, but the ins and outs of the game are the same. And so I mean, honestly, it's no different. Just keep working the way I always
Pitch is
have.
overturned.
Yeah.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, and a successful challenge by Harry Ford.
I like what you said as far as, it's baseball. At the end of the day, no matter what level you're at, as long as you know yourself and you understand who you are and you know your strengths and master those strengths, you'll be fine, man.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Harry Ford going to rip a challenge on back-to-back pitches, and I think he's going to be successful both times. This one comfortably in the zone.
Call confirmed.
Nice.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, and Harry Ford getting Zach Latella's strikeout.
That'll be new. They didn't have that in college.
Yeah, that'll be an adjustment.
I've liked it so far this year. I don't know how have you thought about it?
Yeah. No, I think what it's done is it's correct the clear miss like that one.
Yeah.
And I think it's added an entertainment value to the game as well. You know, it's something that fans can get behind, especially late in the game, and a strategic component. When do you pull that challenge? Do you try and save one? The Nationals early on in the season, first few months, had a number of games where they were out of challenges in the middle innings, and now they're trying to put a focus on keeping at least one until they might really need it late in the game. So 2 down, and here's Gabriel Moreno, and Littell pouring in strikes.
Are Blake letting pitchers challenge?
No. That's a no.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, Chris, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We could be a pitch away from this inning ending at any point. It's been a joy getting to know you. Hearing you at your press conference earlier today, it seems like you got your head screwed on pretty right, and we're excited to watch you, man. It's going to be a fun ride for you, I'm sure. There's going to be challenging times, but we're excited to watch all of it and welcome you back up here to Nationals Park as a big leaguer one day.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you very much.
Let's connect the eyes one more time. Make the
burn that into your brain.
Keep the main thing the main thing.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is what you have been dreaming about your whole life. Don't let anything get in the way of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's going to be a lot of distractions. It's going to be a lot of people trying to deter you from, perfecting your craft. Do not let them. Be selfish. Get up to the big league soon, man. I'm looking forward to you. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Thank you very
Maybe the second time it'll stick. Chris Akopian, a fantastic guy. Chris, we're wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys.
Tie ball game as James Wood steps up to the plate. If we rewind back to July 4th, the much anticipated fireworks got started early when James Wood hit that leadoff home run, 428-foot bomb to right field. Notable holiday home run and earned the All-Star a coveted red seat in section 236. We followed James up to his red seat today as it was unveiled to him for the first time. So he got a chance to sit up there. He was all smiles. He goes, whoa, this looks a little bit further up here, as he was sitting down in the red seat. And I said, James, if you go back to your childhood self and told a younger James Wood you would have a red seat here at Nats Park, what would you have said? And he goes, I would have said, what's a red seat? And I go, okay, well, I then explained to him what a red seat was. And he goes, yeah, it would be probably pretty cool. So we were all the way up there. We saw Schwarber's home run as well, which was a little bit further up. And he said, yeah, that one's pretty impressive too. He saw a couple of Harper's, and he said K-Bear gave him a lot of love. K-Bear's got a red seat up there too. So here's the home run. And just watching him sit in the seat and kind of admire not only how far the home run was hit, but kind of the view from up there, because he'd never been that high, was a lot of fun, Dan. So congratulations to James Wood on his red seat.
Thank you, Alexa. We were just at Coors Field, where they have an entire row of purple seats signifying a mile high above sea level. And now we got some red seats ever growing out there in the third deck and right.
That is a bomb. I used to hit him out there.
Yeah, for sure.
BP? What? You're a BP monster.
You're dreaming of a third deck homer, even in BP. Ball and a strike to Curtis Mead. Great having Chris Akopian join us over the last inning and a half. Had some fun with him, picked his brain on hitting, on challenging himself, putting himself in uncomfortable environments.
I
love what you guys were saying about how, a lot of getting ready for big league games involves the comfortable, involves flips, involves taking BP on the field from a guy who's throwing 45, 50 miles an hour. Some of that good, but you gotta get ready for game situations as well. And getting uncomfortable, not knowing what's coming, has to be so valuable.
Yeah, you definitely have to, because once again, once 7 o'clock hits, you got somebody on that mound that is trying to, the way I put it, take your lunch, and get you out and get you off balance, and get you to be uncomfortable, right? And so I love what he said as far as playing dirty, practicing dirty, and doing things before the game to kind of wake up those senses and prepare himself for what he is going into once the game starts.
A 3-2 to Mead, taken low.
Another good at bat. 2
walks drawn by Curtis Mead in this game so far. Guy's been an on-base machine, and now 37 free passes drawn this season. On-base percentage working well above 350 now.
That's why you see him in that 2-hole as well. Not your traditional number 2-hole hitter, because he didn't have a ton of speed, but with his on-base capabilities, you know he's going to be on base 1 to 2 times a game and give your team a chance to score some runs.
0-1 to Andres Chaparro. Double to left and a pop up to right. Chaparro acquired by the Nationals from the Diamondbacks at the trade deadline 2 years ago. Just minutes left before that deadline. Nationals sending Dylan Floro to Arizona, and Chaparro the return. OPS went up nearly 200 points over the course of the Nationals' last road trip, entering the game at 781. Takes the changeup close, but down for ball 1. Now a 1-2. Chaparro drills it out to short. Should be 2. Perdomo, Marte, and Locklear. And the Nats are done in the 5th.
Life.
Let's go back to September 18th, 2013. A lefty line drive hitter named Denard Span extending his hitting streak to 29 games. Who we got there? Zach Walters in the dugout. Saw Sandy Leon. 29.
I'm getting a hit every day for an entire month, essentially. I mean, that was my first year here, you know, with the Nationals, and I got off to a slow start the first half of the season, trying to get adjusted to, you know, a new team, new organization, new fan base, and, you know, honestly, that streak is what, like, made me feel like I was a part of the Nationals. I remember when it snapped after the game, I did an interview, and I came in, and Ian Desmond and the rest of my teammates, he led it, because the reason why I'm saying his name, because as soon as I walked in the clubhouse, he was right there, and they all gave me a standing ovation, you know, once that snapped, and that was honestly the first time where I felt like I'm a part of this team and organization. So that was a meaningful moment for me in 2013.
That's awesome. 3-1 from Littell to Arenado. Top of the zone. So a really good hitter, Denard Span. Also really good at avoiding Gatorade showers. Literally throwing me into the path of the Gatorade. A human shield, if you've ever seen one. And look at my face.
Your face. You're like,
preparing for impact.
No.
Just throwing me to the wolves right there. Denard Span.
You got to be quick, man. Your first step has always been lacking. It's always, man.
You knew it right away.
Yeah, I saw it, and I was out of there. And meanwhile, you're just standing there like, what's going on? I was out, man.
Wearing the blue blazer, ready to get crushed.
Yep, take it to the cleaners. Yep. That's Gatorade, too.
Yep.
Oh, man, we had some good times, man.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. You're a better teammate today in the booth than you were to me down there on the field. A 3-2 from Littell to Arenado. Challenged him, and Arenado pops it straight up. It got to our eye level up here, and Harry Ford settling under it for the first out, top 6. Well, Denard could do it offensively. He could do it defensively as well. Rafael Soriano on the mound. Look at Denard track it down. One of the few times that he left his feet. We talked about this all the time, Denard, as we covered your career.
Yeah.
You were so precise with your routes, and you got such great reads on balls that seeing you leave your feet to make a catch like that was such a rarity for us. But that was a game ender right there.
Well, I was about to say, yeah, that was the magnitude of just where we were at in the game. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. The tying run was on second base, and just trying to make a play and trying to get to that baseball. And that was another key moment for me in 2013 as well. You know, making that play and just doing something exceptional, I guess, and something to help the ball club win. I feel like that season, once again, coming in as a new guy, I just wanted to prove to my teammates that, man, like I'm I can play. I'm good. I promise you. Even though I've gotten off to a slow start, but yeah, it was just a fun moment.
Tell with a good fastball pass, Max Kepler, and it's 1-2. I think that's something that we as outsiders maybe don't put enough stock in, is when guys join an organization from somewhere else.
Yeah.
The pressure that they might feel to show their teammates, to show everybody that they're worth it, that they're going to bring value. And if you struggle out of the gates, I'm sure that can weigh on you. I'm sure you battled some things mentally as you were trying to get on a streak like you had late in the year.
Well, it's one of those things. I had been in the big leagues for 4 years before I came here, right? So everybody knew that I was a good player and an everyday guy and a staple in the big leagues. But until you put on that uniform and actually help your new team win, to me at least, it didn't feel like what I had done in the past. It felt like it meant nothing. And so I was coming in, feeling like I have a fresh slate and like I said, just wanting to prove myself and just be a part of the team and a part of the group.
Tyler Locklear lines one out to left center.
Trying to earn their respect.
Yeah. Locklear, a 2-out single, aboard for the second time tonight. And the Nationals sent Alex Meyer to the Twins to go get you, Denard, a guy who was a pretty high draft pick of theirs.
Yep.
Obviously valued a lot, but they valued you a lot. And 3 seasons here in this Nationals organization. In total, batting .292 during that span, 14 homers, 106 driven in, and 62 stolen bases as well. One of the best center fielders in Nationals history, Denard Span.
Appreciate that, Dan.
Led the National League with 184 hits in that 2014 season. And his throw coming down from Littell. He bounces it into Abrams. Dead to rights was Locklear. And that was just a funky play all the way around.
Yeah, I have to look at this replay again and see what happened. Looked like obviously Zach, he stepped off here. And then he just, I don't know if he didn't have a good grip on it, but he obviously didn't give CJ a strong throw. Yeah, definitely a funky play.
Well, Littell has been cruising here over the last few innings. He's retired his last 11 prior to the Locklear single. So hopefully this little botched throw won't throw him off. They rule that a stolen base. And another good splitter down has Del Castillo out in front, 0-2.
I think sometimes for pitchers, those in-between throws, when they have to, take some velocity off and throw it to a base, that can be an awkward throw for them. So you wonder if him not having a lot of reps, especially at throwing it to second base, could have came into account there.
It ends up not mattering. Another good splitter by Littell to get out of that 6th inning. Denard Span hit here with us over the weekend. Here's another great Span moment, setting the Nationals hits record. Last game of the season in 2014. We know it for the Jays him no-hitter, but Denard Span, a franchise mark as well. CJ Abrams ready to lead off bottom 6. How about what he's already accomplished in his first 100 games of the season tonight? A part of that, becoming the 7th shortstop in Major League history with 24 or more homers and 75 or more driven in. Already closing in on Ian Desmond. One more homer ties Abrams and Desi for the most home runs by a National shortstop in team history. And leading all Major League shortstop in homers, runs driven in, OPS, weighted runs created, plus whatever you like. CJ Abrams leading Major League shortstops pretty much in all categories.
It's very impressive. Just the maturation in such a short period of time and how he's just gotten better. I watched him play last year when I did the series in Miami and just seeing how he's developed into a hitter. More so this year, just like doing that right there, getting his base hits with 2 strikes and, just choosing and picking when to be aggressive, right? Certain counts. So, yeah, he's in a good spot. Really compact swing, quick hands.
Hasn't been lacing the baseball off Eduardo Rodriguez, but he's got an infield single and a dribbler through the right side for his 2 hits tonight, and he's aboard leading off the bottom of the 6th for a guy who tied this game 2 innings ago. Dylan Crews launching his 8th of the year. Sends this one high in the air, but to shallow right. Second baseman Marte. Oh, and Carroll stop, and nobody catches the ball, and Abrams able to advance. Just a total breakdown there between 2 veterans. Carroll and Marte both got there in plenty of time, and nobody took the baseball.
Like a classic miscommunication between the 2. You see at the very end, they just both stopped. I think Carroll thought Marte was going to get it, and vice versa. But good job by CJ sticking with that play and getting into second base, hustling. And of course, Dylan Crews, he liked that. He got himself a base hit right there. And then Eduardo Rodriguez is like, what is going on?
They pinch at the corners as Young squares the bunt and gets down a good one. Rodriguez will vacate. The third baseman, Arenado, takes it and barely gets Young at first.
Take a look at that one.
2 runners advance. Abrams to third, Crews to second. The Nationals will not challenge. It's a sacrifice for Jay Watt.
Arenado, one of the best over at third base, barehanded balls. Going towards the line. You see Jacob Young, of course, with elite speed. That was a really good bunt, though. Got the job done. I'll tell you what, it's been refreshing watching. I've seen 3 bunts today.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I watched a big league game and seen 3 bunts. I love it. I love this style of baseball.
Harry Ford, a ground ball left side that goes foul.
It reminds me of the old days, especially in the National League. This was National League baseball style as far as getting bunts down, more so than in the American League.
Well, the Nationals of late, with a runner at third, fewer than 2 outs, and the opposing infield in, have had a little trouble getting runs in. They pitch out here. The pitch was nearly over the plate, and Moreno had to catch it reaching away from his body.
What do you think? Maybe it was going to be a squeeze? I'm not sure why or what happened there.
Weird stuff in both halves of this inning. This one, another slow roller third base side. Arenado lets it roll foul. Great speed out there for the Nationals. Abrams at third, Dylan Crews at second.
Now you got 2 strikes if you're 4. Now you're just battling, trying to put this ball in play. Second and third, good speed. Ground ball up the middle or some outfield grass fly ball. That'll work. That'll get CJ in from third as well.
Rodriguez home with the 1-2. Ford swings and misses. Elevated fastball for the strikeout for Rodriguez.
Yeah, just a fastball out of the strike zone. Just a little bit too high. I get why Ford was thinking about swinging at that, maybe trying to get him a fly ball or a pitch that he could hit a fly ball with, but just not able to catch up to that one.
Infield back to normal depth. Here's Garcia, who swings at a pitch well inside. Rodriguez worked out of this very situation in the first inning. Runners at second and third with just 1 out. Got a strikeout for the second out. Then got Crews to fly out to center to end the inning. He struck out Ford and now faces Garcia, who takes ball 1. Zach Littell has quietly been pretty darn good the last few innings. Tom Cosgrove now starting to throw in the Nationals' pen. 2-1 to Garcia. He's popped up twice tonight.
See Rodriguez after throwing that curveball. I think he's going to try to go back to that 2-seamer in. He was trying to do that those first 2 pitches of the bat. Just couldn't command it. Or not.
That was breaking ball low. 3-1. Action now in the Diamondbacks bullpen. Just starting to throw is Juan Murillo. Count leverage for Garcia here. A 3-1. In the air. Out of play. Wednesday at Coors Field, Luis Garcia Jr. went out to right center. Got that windmill finish, just backspun it into the Coors Field air. Louis picking up his 21st of the year, got him to 70 RBIs on the season.
Be nice if he can get to 72 right here.
A 3-2. Takes it down. Luis Garcia Jr. works a walk to load the bases for Nasim Nunez. What does Torey Lovello opt to do here? He's going to send his pitching coach to the mound. It's Brian Kaplan. So Rodriguez at 96 pitches. He's had an outstanding year, 5th in the National League in ERA. Tied for 5th in terms of quality starts. He has 12 of them. And he's been a workhorse, ranking 6th in the NL in innings pitched. So him going 6+ and up near 100 pitches, not anything new for Arizona. They've had some injuries in their rotation, got a couple youngsters in there right now as they're trying to tread water. But Rodriguez, the 33-year-old veteran, leading the way.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, they're going to trust. I think Lovallo's going to trust his veteran right here in this situation. At least give him one more hitter, and Nunez, especially Nunez on the right side, didn't get as many ABs, and probably a weaker side for him, and so maybe trying to pump some confidence in his veteran and tell him, hey, go get him.
Curveball lands for strike 1 to Nunez. Check this out. Nasim Nunez joining Curtis Mead and C.J. Abrams with the 6 highest batting averages in the National League this month. Slow roller right side, breaking towards the ball, and then the bat is lot clear, and he gets back just in time for the throw to get to his leather. Marte throwing out Nunez. The Nationals strand the bases loaded. Opportunities tonight to break through against Rodriguez. They've gotten just 2 through 6 innings. For every strikeout recorded by any Nationals pitcher this season, the Washington area Toyota dealers will donate $50 to the Children's Inn at NIH. Zach Littell has 5 of them through 4 2/3 scoreless. His walk just 1. And he's out there to start the 7th. Diamondbacks sending Tim Tawa, Ketel Marte, and Corbin Carroll to the plate. Left-hander Tom Cosgrove still warming in the Nationals pen. As Tawa sends one high in the air to left. Good after this one. Settles under it on the track and has it for a long first out. Couple of those for Zach Littell tonight, Denard. Long fly balls that have come down short of the wall. But overall, he's controlled this Diamondbacks lineup really nicely.
Yes, he has. I mean, we're up here laughing and having a good time. Meanwhile, he's just cruising, attacking the strike zone, and getting a ton of weak contact, and got himself pitching in his 5th inning, or about to go into his 5th inning. And yeah, good to see Zach have a positive night tonight, keeping the Nats into this ball game.
It's the top of the Diamondbacks order here. Ketel Marte. Sinker right at the knees for strike 1. Marte averaging 30 homers and 83 RBI over his last 3 seasons. A lot of talk about him going into this season. Reached 10 years of service time this year, which automatically gives you a no-trade clause. Can veto a deal. And there has been some trade speculation about Marte in the past. Diamondbacks openly put him on the market this winter. Their asking price wasn't met. And so Ketel Marte stays a Diamondback for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He's such an elite player. If you're gonna trade him, you got to make sure you get a good haul for him. He's been such a good player. I mean, he plays dynamic second base. He's a switch hitter. Like, guys like him don't grow on trees, and so it makes sense that the Diamondbacks did not trade for him.
The 2-2 pulls this one for a base hit to right. So Martell picking up an RBI on a fielder's choice earlier in the game. Now has his first hit. A 1-out single here in the 7th.
See the hanging breaking ball, and Ketel Marte, one of the hardest swinging guys in the big leagues. And just took advantage of that hanging breaking ball.
That's going to be it for Zach Littell. Gets the Nationals 15 outs, and with Corbin Carroll due up, it'll be the lefty Tom Cosgrove here in the 7th.
Start your legacy.
The 2027 National schedule is out. Check it out online, nationals.com/schedules, and sign up for priority access to 27 season plans at nationals.com/NatsPlus. In the thick of it here in 2026, and the Nationals a game over 500, facing a team that's a couple games above them in the NL wildcard standings. Big game here, big weekend series here, and Tom Cosgrove out of the Nationals bullpen. Working here with 1 on and 1 out in the 7th. He'll face Corbin Carroll, who this year, Denard, has had much better numbers against left-handed pitching. He's got the reverse splits that we mentioned earlier, but Blake Butera trusting his lefty here in this spot.
Yeah, Tom Cosgrove still has not given up an earned run, and I think you see Blake right here trusting the lefty, trusting that, hey, he's going to go out there and make it tough for Corbin Carroll with that nasty sweeper and that sidearm release point that he has.
There's that sweeper, and it's drilled in the right. Marte will stop at second. Back-to-back singles by Marte and Carroll, and there's 2 on with 1 out.
You're going to see this sweeper just catching a little bit too much plate. And yeah, just Corbin Carroll definitely looking comfortable against lefties. Did a good job keeping that front hip in there. Even though he pulled it, he still was able to stay inside of it and hit it up the middle on the right side.
3 times on base for Carroll tonight. 2 walks in the single. That sweeper stays away to Geraldo Perdomo. Flipping around to again bat from the right side. Cosgrove had that outstanding outing his last time at Colorado back on July 20th, 4 days ago. Got the last 6 outs. Did it on just 10 pitches. Picking up his first save as a National and the second of his career. Just throwing those frisbees time after time after time, and Rockies hitters could do nothing with it. Behind Perdomo 2-0. And he misses again. 3 balls, no strikes. Right-handed hitting Gabriel Moreno waits on deck. Fastball misses and a 4-pitch walk. The bases are loaded here. Marte will trot to third. Carroll to second. And Perdomo draws his second walk of the day to go along with 2 Ks. And here comes Simon Matthews. Got the catcher batting here in Moreno. He's grounded into 6 double play balls this year. So you're 1 pitch away from getting out of this, Denard.
Yep.
But Tom Cosgrove has not shown the command through his first 7 pitches that he did in that outing at Coors Field 4 days ago.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, how he's able to navigate and maneuver. When he didn't have his go-to pitch in that sweeper, you try to throw a fastball on that last pitch, but sometimes you're going to come out there, you're not going to have your best pitch. So how can you adjust? How can you still find a way, to be just as effective? And now you're facing, one of the hottest right-handed hitters, in the game right now coming to the plate. So, but like you said, 1 ground ball away from getting a double play and getting out of this inning. So,
first one to Moreno lands. Backdoor sweeper for strike one. Moreno batting .309 entering the game. 2 for 3 so far tonight. Since May 15th, leading Major League Baseball in batting average and on base percentage. Pulls this one out to left. Wood will get back there, but Marte to the bag. He'll tag and head home. Gabriel Moreno a sacrifice fly here in the 7th to put the Diamondbacks on top. His 37th RBI of the season, and it's 3-2 Arizona.
Just good situational hitting, getting the job done. Moreno got himself a hanging breaking ball and was able to get that runner in from third base with that fly ball out to left field.
So that run will be charged to Zach Littell. Still 2 on with now 2 out for Nolan Arenado. And now Blake Butera going to come to the mound again. Orlando Rebalta got up a few minutes ago. He's been a fireman for the Nationals this season, has Rebalta. Coming in to try and keep this a 1-run deficit.
This goes a long way.
Diamondbacks have taken the lead here in the top of the 7th. Sac fly from Gabriel Moreno has made it 3-2. There's still 2 on with now 2 out. And here's Orlando Rebalta, who has gotten the Nationals out of key situations with runners on base time and time again this season.
See if he can do the same thing tonight in a big spot. Rebalta with the power arm. Four-seamer get up to 97 to 99 mile an hour. He's had a really good month of July. Only 2 earned runs.
Face the veteran right-hander Nolan Arenado. And both runners go. Throw trying to get the trail runner, not in time. Carroll stealing third. Perdomo, the trail runner, getting second. So now 2 in scoring position with 2 down.
See the D-backs being aggressive right after the pitching change. You got speed on the bases. Both of those guys run really well and essentially catching the Nats off guard.
Second stolen base for Carroll tonight. Perdomo picking up 1 as well, and now a pitch up and into Arenado makes it 2-0. Gotta have confidence to double steal like that with 2 outs in an inning. But well executed by Carroll and Perdomo.
I mean, you'll see it because the reliever, he's coming in the ball game. He's laser focused on the hitter and not thinking about the base runners, especially with 2 outs. So
no swing, says Stu Sherwater down at first, and it's 3-0 now to Arenado. Left-handed hitter Max Kepler on deck. All 4 in the dirt. A 4-pitch walk issued to Arenado, and they're loaded yet again. So it's Rebalta and Kepler with them loaded and 2 outs. Kepler a double and 2 flyouts tonight. Swing and a miss at a good slider. So a 4-pitch walk, and then Kepler firing on the first pitch that he sees with the bases loaded. Thinking Rebalta might groove him one?
possibly, you know, guys are in scoring position, bases loaded. You know, you got to go up there with the aggressive mindset. Even though he just threw 4 straight balls.
Changeup misses, ball and a strike.
I think maybe if runners was like on first and second, maybe you might want to be a little passive and see if he can find the strike zone before you offer at it. But this is an opportunity for
good slider, not picking up that pitch so far this at bat. 1 and 2.
Yeah, those 2 really good sliders this at bat. That's a strike to ball out of the hand. Starts right down the middle, and by the time it gets to the plate, just falls off the table.
You go back to it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's taking 2 bad swings on it. He's going to have to show that he can see it well and not swing at it. So either you go back to it or maybe you throw a fastball to change eye levels and then go to it. Those would be my two options.
Revolta ready with a 1-2. Kepler hits it high to right. Won't even get to right. It's going to stay on the infield. Sky-high pop-up comes down in the glove of Nasim Nunez. Revolta wiggles out of a jam. The Diamondbacks take the lead. But here comes James Wood with the Nationals down by 1.
Flash Kids.
Join us at Nationals Park Saturday, August 8th to get a free Nats Hawaiian shirt and short set. And watch our guys take on the Cincinnati Reds. Ride the waves and seize the opportunity at nationals.com/promos. Nationals now trail by 1 as we wrap up the 7th inning stretch here at Nationals Park. It's turned into a great crowd tonight in D.C. James Wood will lead it off for the Nats. They've gotten Eduardo Rodriguez out of this game. Another quality start for him now, 13 on the year. And into the Diamondbacks bullpen here for the 7th. It's the right-hander, Juan Murillo.
Good Latin accent you got there.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Got to roll the R, Murillo.
My tongue won't do that. Murillo.
From one Venezuelan Diamondback pitcher to another. Murillo out of Maracaibo, Venezuela, making his 45th appearance of the year. Misses into Wood. Ball and a strike. D-backs middle of the pack in terms of bullpen ERA. 4.85 this season, 15th best in Major League Baseball. And a front door changeup for strike 2. Their bullpen has been getting better as the season has gotten deeper, however. And they've got a handful of guys with sub 3.5 ERAs out there for Torey Lovello. And another good changeup. Wood down on strikes to start the bottom of the 7th.
Tough pitch right there for Wood. And high fastball, 99 mile an hour out of the strike zone. And another fastball, speeding James up, and then he goes changeup. That's the pitch that he wants to get to. Changeup. And that one just faded out of the strike zone, out of James Wood's reach.
He swings at the first one for Murillo. Out to center for Tim Tawa. And quickly 2 outs. Jose Tena now going to bat for Andres Chaparro. Tena, one of the most productive pinch hitters in the majors this season. 8 for 23 with 2 pinch hit homers and 4 driven in.
I think with the pinch hitter up, pitching coach coming out probably just to talk about Tena, talk about how to attack him, maybe his weaknesses. He's gotten 2 quick outs. Has Murillo.
There are the career pinch hitting numbers for Tena. 2 bats with 2 down, bottom 7. .99 right down the middle for strike 1.
He's going to have to shorten up. 99.
Changeup misses away. It's interesting, they only have 1 left-hander in this Arizona bullpen, Brandon Garcia. They opted not to go to him here in the 7th, with Wood leading off and Abrams due up 4th. They go to the righty Carrillo, and he's going to retire all 3 that he faces. Tena grounds out, and the Nats will trail by 1 to the 8th. Back to school season is around the corner. Join us on Sunday, August 9th as the Reds come to town. Plus, kids 12 and under can get an exclusive Nationals lunchbox. Visit nationals.com/promos. Bring the Nationals with you to school to start the new year. Orlando Rebalta stays out there for the Nats. 3-2 ball game as we go top 8. Dan Kolko, Denard Span, and Alexa Dat here with you on Nationals TV. Another good Rebalta slider. Ball and a strike to Tyler Locklear. Locklear looks that one in the whole way, takes ball 2.
He held it up. It's a good pitch, though.
A 2-1. Rolled foul left side. Kevin Ginkel now warming in the Diamondbacks bullpen. Rio was impressive in the 7th. Near triple digits fastball. Good off-speed stuff to go with it. There's the right-hander Ginkel. Paul Sewald, their closer, 23 of 25. Locking down save opportunities this season. A 3-2 from Rebalta. Got him. 98 right in there. And Locklear's the first out in the 8th.
That's just pure gas right by you. Looked like Locklear was looking for that slider. And then he realized, uh-oh, here comes a four-seam fastball at 98 miles an hour. He's not able to obviously catch up like that. I don't really understand why guys go up there looking for an off-speed pitch and then try to swing at a fastball. It's a tough game plan to have right there.
You always hear hitters talk about being ready for the heater and adjusting off of it.
Always get ready for the fastball. You might be looking for an off-speed pitch, but I'm gonna get ready for the fastball. So if it does come, I'm at least able to foul it off.
1-2 on Adrian Del Castillo. Couple strikeouts today, but a key sac bunt in the 2nd inning that moved 2 runners up a base. And then both Kepler and Locklear came around to score later that inning. Talked about how the Diamondbacks bullpen has been improving this season. They've played 47 games this season where they've led after 7 innings. They've won 44 of the 47. They also have the most comeback wins in Major League Baseball. The late innings have been their friend. Another 2-strike pitch. Got him. Elevated the heater. And back-to-back strikeouts for Rebalta.
Rebalta relying on that fastball so far this inning. He's had a ton of success against lefties this season. And it's easy to see why between that nasty breaking ball and that velocity at the top of the strike zone. That's virtually unhittable.
Against Tim Tawa with 2 down. Lined out to center. This one's got weird knuckle action on it.
That ball took off.
Was traveling right out to Jacob Young in straightaway center, and then it took a left turn.
Yeah, Jacob's looking at James out there like, did you see that? Off the bat, that was straight at him. He had a good jump, good read on it. You could tell right off the bat he was going to maybe try to be aggressive and go after it. And that ball just knuckled to the left, his right.
Top of the order, Ketel Marte.
It's a little windy out here tonight.
Strike 1 on the slider. Nationals will send Abrams, Cruz, and Young to the plate in the 8th. They have Dalen Lyle available on their bench. Keibert Ruiz and Jorbit Bibas still there as well. 0-2 on Marte.
Almost looks like these Diamondbacks hitters are having trouble picking up that fastball out of the hand. I've seen a lot of late swings, a lot of delayed reactions a little bit. I don't know if Rebalta's doing a good job at hiding the baseball, or if they're going up there with a game plan, thinking about jumping on his off-speed pitch.
And 0-2 to Marte. Right at the knees, called ball one, and Harry Ford wants to challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile. Did it clip the bottom of the zone? Yes, it did. Have a night behind the plate. Harry Ford with the ABS challenges. Another successful one from him. Nationals trail by 1, and here comes CJ.
Best in pests.
CJ Abrams ready to bat here in a 1-run game. Let's flash back to Coors Field. 3 ball games there. He went yard 3 times. Had a monstrous series overall. All 3 of them to the pull side, giving him 24 home runs on the season. He's driven in 76. And when he has batted in late and close situations, he's batting .306 with an OPS over 1,000 this season. He has excelled when the game has been tight and when it's been late. It's both of those things here, and he swings at the first pitch from Kevin Ginkel and pops it up.
Get out.
Moreno chucks the mask, and he makes a late adjustment to snag it for the first out. Time for tonight's Corona Lime drives. Dylan Cruz back in the 4th inning.
Yeah, really nice swing on this high 4-seam fastball, making an adjustment off Rodriguez. Did a good job getting those hands on top of that pitch and driving that ball a long way straight away center field.
Counted for all the Nationals offense so far tonight. Takes the slider in there from Ginkel for strike 1. Nationals in this ballgame 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. They've stranded 7.
No doubt they've had opportunities. See if they can string along one more rally down to their last 4 outs of this game. Got Ginkel coming into the ballgame, making his 46th appearance. Diamondbacks' setup guy over his last 4 appearances. He has been a workhorse. He's pitched in quite a few games. It's a guy who strives or thrives for the swing and miss. See that slider right there? It's a nasty pitch to Dylan Cruz.
Threw him 3 straight sliders, and Cruz down on strikes.
Yeah, just a nasty slider. You see Cruz just not able to pick up the spin and had his front foot down early, but just could not hold up on the swing.
Dalen Lyle going to pinch hit here for Jacob Young. Ginkel getting Abrams to pop up on the first pitch, and then a 3-pitch strikeout of Cruz. Now he lands that slider at the top of the zone for strike 1. Our old buddy Ildemaro Vargas taking over at first. He'll replace Tyler Locklear out there. And that's Jorge Barrosa out in center. Ball and a strike to Lyle. Gets one in the air out to center. Barrosa back, but he has room. And he snags it for the final out. Nationals go in order in the 8th. 3-2 to the 9th.
What is see?
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
Nice Friday night at the Yard, and we got a bachelorette party here. Love it. A bride-to-be here with a big group of Nats fans. Got a neutral in one hand, got a sign, got a hat, got a sash.
So you got Jason Derulo sign.
Yeah, ready for Jason Derulo and ready for a comeback win. A lot to be excited about. Corbin Carroll going to ground down to second on the first pitch of the 9th inning. So Max Kranick, his first Nationals Park pitch, results in an out.
Max Kranick coming into the ball game, trying to keep this score 3-2 to give the Nats an opportunity in the 9th inning to have a comeback. See that first pitch, that was a four-seamer. He throws that 55% of the time. And he also has a slider, a curveball, and a sweeper.
Retires Carroll. Now he gets Perdomo. Curveball clips the bottom of the zone for strike one. Perdomo pulls his hands in. Emergency hack there. 0-2.
I was about to say, yeah, that fastball was in his kitchen. It's an awkward swing.
Kranick's Nationals debut on the last road trip was a tough one. Allowed 5 runs in an appearance against the A's. Pitched at Coors Field in the series finale 2 days ago. Worked a scoreless 9th. Curveball misses. Ball on 2 strikes. Long road back to the big leagues for Max Kranick. Thought he was going to need his second Tommy John surgery after suffering an injury last year with the Mets. Ended up not needing TJ. It was a flexor issue. Rehabbed his way back from that. Nationals signed him to a big league deal. Continued to rehab in their system. And then they recalled him going into the last road trip. Perdomo fights one off down the left field line. Long run for Lyle, but he gets there. So we got Jason Derulo tonight. Our next post-game concert is Jordan Davis. Nashville's coming to Nationals Park. Join us on Friday, August 7th as the Nats take on the Reds. And stay for a Jordan Davis post-game concert with your ticket. Head to nationals.com/summer concerts. This wasn't as much of a thing when you played the post-game concert deal.
No, it was not. I don't remember Jason Derulo. You said, what, last year there was Nelly?
Nelly, yep.
Like I would have loved to have an opportunity to see some of those guys perform. I think it's cool for the fans, though.
Absolutely. Moreno, ground ball down to short. Abrams works around it. Throws out the Diamondbacks catcher. And a good top of the 9th for Max Kranick. Tires the top of the Diamondbacks order in order and keeps it a 1-run game. Nats looking for some late magic.
For this day.
3-2 game to the bottom of the 9th. Nationals still looking for their first walk-off win of the season. I'm just saying. Large crowd here at Nats Park tonight. Ready for some late drama. We'll see if this Nats club can provide it.
It's nice tonight. I'm feeling it, Dan.
I like it. They're going to have to face Paul Sewald, who, as you see, is 23 of 25 in save opportunities this year. Denardi's been doing it for a while, and he's had a lot of success.
Yeah, definitely a veteran in this league, and kind of has a veteran approach with a 2-pitch mix. Four-seamer, only sits at 91 to 92 mile an hour, but he throws it at the top of the strike zone, has good extension and good ride on it, and his secondary pitch, I'm sorry, is that sweeper.
Corbin Bibas going to pinch hit. Takes a high strike one call. Nats still have 2 challenges remaining. Bibas does not utilize one of them, so he will bat for Harry Ford. Luis Garcia Jr. on deck. Nasim Nunez in the hole. Ball 1.
Yeah, no 2 challenges, 9th inning. I mean, you got to go ahead and be aggressive with those challenges, maybe empty the clip and just take a chance. You never know. You might get it flipped. 1-0 versus 0-1. Could be 2-0. And now he thinks that's a strike. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, as a hitter, when you get that pitch called on you, now you're thinking, all right, I got to protect that, or it's going to get called again. So
good point. 1-2 on Bibas. Swing and a miss at a fastball running in at him. And Bibas down on strikes.
And you see Paul Sewald just relying on deception, a little short arm, and that ball just gets up on you. Has a rise effect on it. You see a lot of hitters just swing underneath it.
Luis Garcia Jr. bats with one out. Yeah, high fly ball to right. Back on it is Carroll, and he's going to come in. Louis gave it a ride. Most nights at Nationals Park lately, that probably leaves the yard, but the wind blowing in, a cooler night in D.C. And Carroll has it for the second out.
Oh, my goodness. Just missed that one. He thought he had it, too. And I was right there with him, Louis. Just got underneath that sweeper. Oh, man. So close.
See the flags at Top Nationals Park blowing in now pretty strongly. 107 miles an hour off the pad. 39 degrees. Feel like that's going to leave here at Nationals Park more nights than not.
I mean, he's hit a ton of home runs this year, and you saw the way he dropped the bat.
Yeah.
He thought he had it.
Out number 2. Now Keibert Ruiz going to bat for Nunez. Paul Sewald's overall numbers this year not that impressive, but in save situations he's been a totally different pitcher than in non-save situations. Trying to close down a game. His whip, walks plus hits per innings pitched is 0.65. In non-save situations it's 1.6. Batting average against nearly doubled.
Gets better when the game's on the line.
Absolutely. It's one out away as Ruiz bats to try and extend it. He takes ball 1. Ball and a strike. Impressive pinch hitting numbers for Keibert Ruiz in his career. Good swing at a fastball in the zone. Fouls it back.
Got a feeling he's going to stick with that fastball. I don't know if he wants to take a chance with maybe hanging that breaking ball similar to what he did to Garcia.
A 1-2 to Ruiz. Grounded right side. Marte is there, and the Diamondbacks hold on to win it. 3-2 our final score. Dylan Cruz a 2-run shot in the 4th inning, but the Nationals not able to manage much offensively other than that. They dropped the first game of this big weekend series with the Diamondbacks. For Denard Span, I'm Dan Kolko. Alexa Dat is next with Nationals postgame.